for Sarah Strong, her first Big East tournament final. Jays in the blue, UConn in the white. The Big East championship game is underway, and the tip belongs to the Huskies.
How about this atmosphere, Fanta? It's electric in here.
Sellout crowds 3 consecutive days. And a turnover on UConn.
She had a huge steal to score in the quarterfinals when Creighton was really on the ropes against Georgetown. They almost didn't make it to this game.
These two teams met just 11 days ago in Connecticut. UConn, a 72-53 win to clinch a Big East regular season title. You heard Allison say it. Jim Flannery wants to try some different things on the offensive end of the floor tonight. Shot clock at 5. It's Lauren Jensen. 2,000-plus point score to Mallory Brake. Shut down and a shot clock violation.
Jensen was able to blow by, but Mallory Brake was met by a couple of defenders on that catch inside.
Huskies, top 5 in America, allowing just 52 points per game. Here's Jana El-Alfi in her first Big East tournament, and she's performed, Kim.
And this is where UConn has a noticeable advantage in this game. They have a lot more size. They have dominated the paint in the first 2 regular season meetings between these teams.
A turnover. Exactly what Coach Flannery said we cannot have happen. An entry to El-Alfi, and one.
Going a little high-low into action. How about the start for Jana El-Alfi?
Well, Kim, you think about it, it's not just Sarah Strong, but it's a new experience for El-Alfi.
You're playing a different team, so he wants to save Keani Lockett's energy until those two come in the game, because she is one of their quicker and better defensive guards. Really interesting.
Fouls on El-Alfi, her first. Shot clock at 6. Morgan Molly, a 2,000-plus point score, one of the greatest Jays ever, cannot hit on her first attempt. Caitlin Chen, a Princeton transfer.
See, she had the mismatch against Molly, but denying that pass in.
They left Mallory Brake wide open. Mogensen pulls, can't get the friendly bounce. And UConn.
And they have yet to get a clean look in this game against this really strong half-court defense from UConn. Creighton's going to have to look to play with some pace, try to get out ahead of that half-court defense.
Sarah Strong. A welcome sight for Connecticut. Just 25% from 3 in the first 2 Big East tournament games. Again, the shot clock's down to 10. Sarah Strong with a steal. Sarah Strong is special. Molly just cannot buy one for a team that averages close to 10 threes a game. Lauren Jensen, oh, did the Jays need that?
They really did. And the shots that Molly took, those are the shots that Creighton is going to need to make.
UConn has started 5 for 7. Strong off the catch. Cannot hit it. The Jays string a couple of stops together. Making their first Big East championship game appearance since 2016. Molly, that's more like it for Creighton.
And Molly liked the mismatch there. She pointed to her teammate at the top to get it over to the wing for a post entry. She wanted to take that in against Daisy Fudd.
Paige Bueckers. And so a response from Creighton. And Kim, the way that this started, considering UConn's already had a first quarter in this tournament, where they led 18-2 after 1. This is encouraging as Jensen, you can count that in the foul. 452 wins at the helm over 23 seasons. Kim, what makes him one of the great coaches in the sport?
Well, I think Creighton is always at a high level offensively. They run one of the most intricate motion offenses that you will see as a team, and we saw that in UConn shoot-around today. There goes Paige, her first buckets of the game.
Jensen from the corner can't answer. Strong with the board. UConn beating Villanova 82-54 in the semis. Bueckers had 23, 21 of which came in the first half. Got from the elbow, and she goes to the line for a pick.
On this one, she goes to her mid-range game where she has really been thriving so far in the Big East tournament.
Already a 2-time winner of the most outstanding player at this tournament. But Kim, it hasn't been a Hollywood script.
Yeah, it's a really special time for her because even last year when she was healthy, the team just had so many injuries that it was just not an easy season. So this is really a great situation for Paige right now. She's been playing so well. She has so many talented teammates around her.
There she goes. It's Bueckers madness. And the fan says it's not March Madness. Ken, that's what's also impressive. To watch Paige Bueckers after these games as that finish goes for Keani Lockett. She is spending close to an hour after all her responsibilities are done, mingling with the fans, signing autographs, getting as many photos taken with the kids as possible.
Yeah, it's really cool to see just how many UConn fans, how many young Paige Bueckers fans there are here in her jersey and her signature braids.
AZ Fudd.
That form is just so pure, the rotation, the elbow locked into place.
We know the Kim Adams shooter's touch. You know a good one when you see it as Mallory Brake answers. Kim, the difference in this first quarter for UConn, just over 25% from three in the first two games in this tournament, 4 of 5 thus far.
Yeah, they are really stretching things out. They're putting a lot of pressure on Creighton, and there's the balance. They've knocked down a couple threes, and then KK Arnold snuck behind that defense, snatched the ball, and was up the floor in a hurry. Another turnover.
The fourth by Creighton. AZ Fudd is stealing it. That's 2 threes that haven't even touched anything.
Yeah, John, that's actually 7 turnovers already for Creighton.
Sure is. 3 seconds for Jensen to break with one. Jensen, what a first quarter for the 22-time Big East Tournament champion, Connecticut Huskies.
Take a look at this, John. There are only 2 teams in the country who average in the top 10 for both field goal percentage and defensive field goal percentage. UConn and UCLA. UConn is number 1 in the country in field goal percentage, 5th in field goal percentage defense. Just really remarkable what they do on the defensive end, as we heard Gino applauding in that timeout.
Chen with a Euro at the track.
Defensively this season, she leads UConn in both blocks and steals as a freshman.
Turnover problem, 37 combined, forced by UConn in the 2 regular season games. That is more like it for Lauren Jensen. Kim, what a career she has had.
Well, it's been incredible, both her and Morgan Molly. There's a steal from Mogensen, little disruption.
The Blue Jays are within a dozen.
The 2 of them kind of on the same train tracks. They both scored 2,000 career points in the same exact game just a couple of weeks ago.
That's right. 2 of the top 3 scorers in Creighton history on the floor for them right now. Their 127th game playing together. Shade off, Strong picks up the mess.
They close out on the opposite side of the floor in time. Everyone moving on a string.
Mogensen, Bueckers was glued on it.
Swarming defense right now for UConn.
Molly took a fall. Arnold on the Bueckers, wide open Fudd. Her third 3.
I mean, that's just a remarkable sequence. And there's a lot of intangibles that you don't even see on that box score.
By the way, special thanks to our libero, Jake Fuller, who's been doing a great job giving us those film room plays.
Really fun stuff, especially with this UConn team who executes offense at such a high level.
Arnold with Brady, Bueckers, Fudd, and Shade. Bueckers with 8. It was an 8-0 run earlier in this half. Fudd. First miss from downtown, but there's Ashley Shade, the Big East 6th Woman of the Year. Number 5 is left open. Paging Bueckers. And the Jays find something from a momentum standpoint to take into the locker room. Wide open. This year, all 5 losses are to ranked teams. Bueckers, long. And she's going to get it back because of Brady's efforts. Fudd. Back to KK Arnold. The Energizer Bunny. She never stopped moving.
But it's that kind of night for UConn. 8 triples so far.
And the families with high fives. Lauren Jensen, that is her game. It's all on the Jeep halftime report. And up at the break. Now an attack. That one just spins out for Chen. Final minute of this first half. Nice delivery and a finish for break from Jensen.
I think that has to be a recipe for Creighton. They have the speed and personnel to play with a little bit of pace, but of course you can't do that if you're not getting stops on this end. So it really starts with the defensive rebounding.
Second quarter scoring's been even until Fudd. Creighton just one made 3 in this first half. 1 of 9. Jensen, they brought the double. It's at 8. Skip pass to Mogensen. Jensen heaves. Creighton's 3 lowest scoring first halves this season. All against UConn. 4 seconds here. Chen. Caitlin Chen from half court.
Oh, that was as close as you could get.
Creighton head coach Jim Flannery, what did he tell you?
Well, he knows his team needs to be better in a lot of areas, but overall felt like the second quarter was better for them. They didn't turn the ball over as much. He said offensively, we have to continue to find that balance between utilizing the dribble and utilizing screens. He said we just got caught a couple times defensively, miscommunication when they got out in transition. So he knows his team has to be better, but he also knows they know they have to play a full game against UConn.
Now they start the third quarter, and they capitalize. That entry you were talking about. Jensen. Short. Paige Bueckers all the way. Started his coaching career way back at Bishop McDevitt High School in 1977. Then a stop at St. Joe's, then at Bishop Kendrick. He was an assistant. Another person who was at that school became his best friend, Phil Martelli. The two of them are getting the Joe Lapchick Award next fall for their service in basketball as Bueckers hits an and one.
I've never seen somebody look so stressed as Gina Auriemma when the team that has a 20-point lead in the Big East Championship game. Paige Bueckers continues to be extremely aggressive, and we've seen that fire from her. We have seen the reactions all weekend long. You can tell.
And his parents, they worked low-wage factory jobs. He's been documented that, saying that taught him about fight and perseverance in life.
Jim Flannery is livid because they just missed an offensive foul. I saw it. He has every right to be that upset. She just elbowed her way through the screen.
So a silly match for Patricia Soko Stevens, our crew. Sarah Strong attacks and finishes. 9 for Strong.
Just continue to be blown away by her offensive versatility, John. How well she reads the defense, her IQ as such a young player. Flannery still giving that breath and earful on the sideline.
Morgan Molly swishes it home. Was 1 for 7 before that make. Strong, a wide open lane.
He is as well as I saw it from the exact sideline, but Sarah Strong really extended the elbow and knocked Mogensen to the floor, and it was not seen by the officials.
Lauren Jensen is a tough shot.
Not allow UConn to take them out of what they've done all season long.
Jensen now with 54 in the tournament as Chen travels.
3 assists, Paige Bueckers. Such an impactful player when she is as aggressive as we have seen her in all 3 games of this Big East tournament.
Allison has more on Paige Bueckers.
Well, you guys are showing just how locked in she is here in the postseason. And Gino Auriemma told us earlier, seniors can go one of 2 ways this time of year. They can panic and start to worry about what's next, and this is it. But I just want to have fun and embrace it and enjoy every moment because I know I'm never going to get to do this again.
It is that mentality, Allison. Thank you very much that Coach Auriemma talked with you for a little while about today of it. it can go one of two ways with a senior.
Yeah, and she just seems like she's playing with a clear mind, and she's just allowing her game to speak for itself. Let the games come to her. She's got fantastic teammates around her. That young one being one of them, Sarah Strong. Right now, Paige Bueckers locked in on Molly. KK Arnold, I mean, that's not a defender I'd want in front of me. She's as good as it gets, and keeping players in front and having active, tenacious hands.
Molly Mogensen. You can't forget about her when you're talking about the legacy of these fifth-year Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, she's really been an incredible third cog to Jensen and Molly. So steady, the leader of the offense at 1,000 point scorer herself.
Ten on the shot clock for Fudd, and she was out of bounds. You talked a few moments ago about UConn rebounding. Well, they have been missing Aubrey Griffin, veteran wing in the Big East tournament. UConn plans to have her back for the NCAA tournament, she's dealing with knee soreness.
Yeah, Aubrey Griffin returned in about mid-January from an ACL tear in January 2024. She's seen action, but they felt it was better to hopefully get her feeling 100% for the big dance. They expect to see her back.
Molly flashes in. That's Morgan Molly's game.
Because that time she did have some opening. They didn't defend that flare screen perfectly.
7 points in the quarter for Molly. Just 2 in the first half. Arnold from Strong. Arnold foul. Germantown, Wisconsin. KK Arnold. 3-time AP Wisconsin State Player of the Year. All those big-time recruiting classics.
The prowess she brings on the defensive end. How in your face she is. She brings tenacity. She brings speed.
A 3-second difference between shot and game clock. And Bueckers was all over that with an interception. Shot clock turned off. She points up the one to hold it for one.
Yeah, just a ridiculous steal. Sticking with her Jensen, trying to curl across the lane. Great hands.
This is where she can thrive. Giving it off to Fudd with 3. Fudd with a bounce to Chen. It's deflected out of bounds.
Interesting setup here, sending 2 players pretty far back. I think Ice thinks she's on defense.
Strong tried to play volleyball, but that'll do it.
I really think it's a bit negligent to have Creighton in that 8-9 game. I hope the committee takes a hard look at their schedule. 26-5. All 5 of their losses have come to teams that are currently in the top 25, and 3 of those losses came to teams that are in the top 3, UCLA and 2 to UConn. I know this isn't the showing they hoped in this game, still a lot of game to play, but I really think they should be considered for more of a 6 or a 7 seed. I don't think it's fair to, I think it's a bit disrespectful to put this team in the 8-9 game. There are double-digit lost teams that are 8th in their conference that are seated above Creighton. I don't think that's completely fair.
They started the year 1-2, very difficult non-conference schedule. So since then, 25-3 as Bueckers is fouled.
But I still think regardless of this result, again, that would be all 6 losses. You show respect to UConn as well for how well they're playing. I mean, but I think it was legal. But yeah, back to that. So today it came out, UCLA back to 1 after beating USC in the Big Ten, and then South Carolina up to 2 after destroying Texas. It's a little perplexing to see UConn behind them after UConn beat South Carolina by 30. From that angle, it looks like that should have been an offensive foul. Sarah Strong really dropped that shoulder into Mogensen.
12 on the shot clock. Paige Bueckers, the 2-time Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player. And she has her sights set on a potential third. 20 points, her 17th 20-point game of the year. 3 of them coming in this tournament. Locked in Paige. Timer at 10. Mallory Brave swishes it. Fudd is off. That was perfectly put, and as a Midwestern native, truthful. Do you Oriema has to tell his players, Kim, every now and then. Sarah Strong also being another. You have to be meaner, ladies.
Yeah, that was funny. Sarah Strong went to help up a teammate earlier this year, or help up an opponent, and her teammates were like, why would you do that? And there's a triple from Creighton. The fans really, we come up with it all here.
They sure do.
We had the ventriloquist dog. We had the chipmunks.
Yeah. How would you categorize it?
John, Paige has obviously been one of the best to ever put on this jersey. Fastest player to reach 2,000 career points. I think we are seeing her play with the urgency and aggressiveness in this start to the postseason that I don't anticipate that slowing down anytime soon.
One doesn't go strong with the board. 65 points in the tournament. That was very well put in non-podcast fashion by you.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a long-term discussion, without a doubt, but just an incredible career as a UConn Husky.
It truly is. Oriema said she just keeps raising the bar. Very short, strong. There's Bueckers, 24. How about the defense? It just doesn't stop.
You're right on the defense. I mean, they are making Creighton look like they are not a good offensive team. And Creighton is a really good offensive team. So what I'm saying, I think we're going to see UConn do this, make a run to the Final Four.
Mark Campbell has done an unbelievable job in year two. They hadn't won the Big 12 tournament since 2005. There's a slew of real national championship contenders.
It is 100% up for grabs this season. Anytime you have thought that there is a dominant team at the top.
4 off another threshold. Foul. Quite a second-round prize if you have to face a Creighton team that's 26-5.
Taking down Iowa in Carver Hawkeye Arena. It was Soren Jensen hitting the game winner over her former team. This is not an easy team to prepare for. Again, we haven't seen the magic that Creighton can bring just because of how elite UConn has been defensively, but this is a team that can give you problems on a one-day prep.
Caitlin Chen, and if those are falling, forget it. He's gone to the end of his bench and is going to clear it to reward those reserves. Molly is fouled and one. An ovation for Bueckers. The 10,000 here tell the story of how much they appreciate greatness. Caroline Ducharme checks in. Kate Samuels, Ali Zabel for UConn. Eight on the shot clock here and a foul.
Yeah, that whole group really decided to all come back for one final season. Molly and Jensen right now, as it says, the second and third all-time leading scorer at Creighton. I think it is within reach, depending on how far they go, potentially to become 1 and 2. Molly Mogensen, such an unheralded member of that trio.
Jensen, 13 points showing, 2,042 for her now. Molly with 2,054 career points. Final minute. And a steal here from Townsend. This Creighton team to get here, they made a statement yesterday. They beat a bubbly Seton Hall team by 29. Beautiful basketball that we watched. Tonight it has been all Huskies. Here's Ducharme, who's been through so much to get back out onto the court. Chen. She was super steady tonight.
Really an underrated piece, I think. You mentioned it, steady, probably the #1 word on offense, and then she brings an ability to defend as well.
Listen to this place. They tell a story. It's become a timeless phrase this time of year. The Yukon Huskies